Colombia has walked back from the brink of a damaging trade war with the United States, reaching an agreement on accepting deported migrants being returned on military planes, after a flurry of threats from President Donald Trump that included steep tariffs. Colombia said Sunday evening it had agreed to all of President Trump's terms, including the unrestricted acceptance of immigrants who entered the U.S. illegally, after 2 U.S. military planes carrying deportees were blocked from entering the country. "We will continue to receive Colombians and Colombian women who return as deportees, guaranteeing them decent conditions as citizens subject to rights," Foreign Minister Luis Gilberto Murillo said in a televised statement. He added that U.S. deportation flights had resumed, and the Colombian presidential plane was being prepared to assist in repatriating citizens. The White House also backed off its threat to impose tariffs unless Colombia fails to honor this agreement, adding other penalties, including visa sanctions and customs inspections of Colombian nationals and cargo ships, will stay in place until the first plane of Colombian deportees is successfully returned. Today's events make clear to the world that America is respected again. President Trump will continue to fiercely protect our nation's sovereignty, and he expects all other nations of the world to fully cooperate in accepting the deportation of their citizens illegally present in the United States, the White House said in a statement. The announcement brings an end to a tumultuous weekend that threatened to raise coffee prices for American consumers and impact hundreds of thousands of Colombian workers. It's also the first time Trump took major action against another country over his immigration policy since he took office last week. The feud began early Sunday over the U.S. military flights carrying deportees to Colombia. Documents reviewed by CNN show Colombia had previously approved the flights, though Colombian President Gustavo Petro disputed he had authorized them, and U.S. officials claim the authorization was revoked once the planes were en route. Petro blocked the planes from landing, accusing the U.S. of treating Colombian migrants like criminals, prompting Trump to order steep tariffs on all Colombian imports, a travel ban for Colombian citizens, the revoking of visas for Colombian officials in the U.S., and suspending visa processing for both immigrant and non-immigrant visas. The visa restrictions are particularly extraordinary as they are usually reserved for adversaries or individuals who have committed human rights abuses, while Colombia is a major non-NATO ally of the U.S., and for decades has been its closest partner in South America. In response, Petro threatened retaliatory tariffs on the U.S. and attacked Trump and Secretary of State Marco Rubio on social media, writing, "You will never see me burning a U.S. flag or carrying out a raid to return handcuffed illegal immigrants to the U.S." By Sunday evening, the White House announced the two countries had reached their agreement. The head of the Colombo-American Chamber of Commerce, Maria Claudia Locacher, echoed those sentiments in a post on X, warning that U.S. tariffs on Colombian products would have an immediate and devastating impact. In coffee alone, more than 500,000 families depend on this sector. In flower farming, thousands of single mothers would lose their livelihood. "And we can continue adding sectors that will be affected," she said. Brazil decries degrading aircraft conditions. The U.S. began using military aircraft to return recent border crossers back to their countries of origin last week, with flights expected to continue daily, partly as a message to other nations, White House. Border Czar Tom Homan said Sunday.